I know of two boys, and for the sake of this video, I'm going to be labeling those boys A and B. Boy A and then boy B. Boy A is 18 years old and boy B is about the same age. These two boys had their destinies hinged and factored in by schools, teachers, educators, homes, parents, and the likes. Boy A went to a school from primary to secondary and eventually finished secondary education by sitting the WAEC exam. Boy A came out with very good results, A's, B's, and the likes, when WAEC released the results for that set. But there was one thing sacrosanct about this boy. The parents, or the guardians, so to say, they decided to do an aptitude test for him. You, this boy, who has this result? Let us test your aptitude. Let us see whether you can give back out of what you have imputed and out of what gave you this result. Lo and behold, the boy couldn't write correctly. He couldn't read smoothly, and the boy was already 18 years old. Out of their quest to solve this problem, they located a school. And said, okay, we know that this school, a private school, so to say, this school, they are very good at, fixing things like this. We've heard about them. So they kind of enrolled the boy there, not necessarily to sit and pass the WAEC exam, no, because already there is a result, a complete result. And this boy was brought into that school as an external student. Okay, this boy, he has results, he has this, he has that. Okay, let us please help us test him to see whether there is something on him. Help us do an aptitude test for him. The aptitude test was conducted for the boy. Lo and behold, the boy could not even answer the question that he just did that made him add that result. He was given, I think, English essay part, essay writing. Fortunately, I was there to supervise what the boy was to do. And the boy was just shaking. He was shaking. His hands were shaking. His hand with the pen was shaking. He couldn't write. And within a short period of time, tears welled up in his eyes and teardrops began to fall on the answer sheet that we gave to him. What happened? I have to call him aside. This is not a matter of writing an exam. What actually happened? This is your result. Here is your result. You have complete result. You have this. You have A in English. I think B or something in English. I think he has some A's, then C's. The result, the nice subject we shall complete when it comes to the results. The boy began to open up. I said, you can be vulnerable with me. You can be open to me. Tell me everything that happened in your school where you had this result. He said, we were not taught at all. I said, do you attend classes? He said, no, I don't attend classes. I frolic around with my friends. We jump on the school fence. We go outside the school to play while others are in classes. And then when exam period came, our teachers abated us by giving us exposed during the exam. They allowed us to come into the examination hall with phones. In a nutshell, the exam malpractice was done to give this boy the results. It was so sacrosanct and so clear that this boy had not gotten any iota of education throughout the primary and the secondary school. Who is to blame? Fine. The parents that enrolled the boy into the school should have noticed this, but what if the parents were not learned? All that parents know now is that, our boy has gone to school, he has come back. Oh, Esha law school, you are back. Drop your bag, go do this, go do that. Because when parents are not learned, when they are not educated, there is little to what they can do. But I've also found parents who were illiterate, who don't know anything, but because this covenant of discipline is instilled in them, their children fear them the most. That they know that our daddy does not know ABCD. Our daddy does not know 1 + 1 or quadratic equation. But when he gives an instruction that you should do this, we dare not flout it. We have time to read, we have time to work, we have time to do this. The parents failed in that regard. And to these parents, in the reality of the world today, parents are that busy. What they are after is that let me just go find what these children will eat, especially the man. Let me go fend for the family, look for the person that has gone to work since morning and is coming back around 8, 9 in the night. His mind is just for him to find it. He's settled down, eat and sleep. How will he find time to say, oh, my boy, bring your assignment, let me check? No. And that's why most parents today, they opt for the co-educational option. I mean, the boarding school, they send their children to boarding school there. And then you see many of them enrolling children in boarding schools. And of course, schools that are boarding and are doing fine, they have tremendous results when it comes to their students writing these exams. They have tremendous outcomes when it comes to students going for education, being educated, being trained well. And on the long run, they come out with 300 or something in the UTME exam. They do a whole lot better than their students. But that is not the cause of discussion for this video. Let me go back to my story of boy A. And then we found out that if a boy who is 18 years would go through a school from nursery to primary to secondary and cannot write correctly, cannot even write a name. I said there are two boys. The second boy, which is boy B, that one happened this year. He was brought to this same school, and that boy, he didn't have the English paper in the last diet of the WAEC. That's the 2025 exam. So the parents felt like, okay, let me enroll him in a good school so that he can sit the exam and then have the English, and then they can go. We had already registered the boy for WAEC as an external student. One funny thing is that we have done the aptitude test before. He's not a student of that school, so the aptitude test was not really done. It was just registered. Along the line, because the school has the core value of discipline and excellence, they want to check everything, dot their I's and cross their T's. That was when they discovered that this boy cannot even write 3-letter words. We now began to investigate and to kind of scrutinize what could happen to this boy. We want to diagnose his problem, as doctors. Teachers also are doctors. And we found out that this boy could not even write the English alphabet correctly. Alphabet A, B, C to Z. He couldn't. Literally, he couldn't. And then that was when it dawned on us that this boy, it's a sorry case. A boy of 18 years. 18 years. So, backtracking to the first boy, the boy A and the boy B, what solution are we to do now that we have found ourselves in this mess? The solution we proffered was that this boy should go back to the primary education. Of course, it will be demoralizing for him to go back to primary school at that age and be learning. It will be almost possible because, in a boy of 18 in the midst of 5, 6, 8 years old children, it won't work. But that is the solution, because you cannot jump from a level you are not to a level you are aspiring to go to. You can't give what you don't have. You need a requisite knowledge. You need a requirement for you to proceed to the next level. So if you are not having it, you have to just find a way of fixing it. You have to fix it. So my point in this video is to schools that are running and are not giving the very best to your students. You are doing a great damage to their future. And God is going to ask you. That's the truth. God is going to ask you. Because these are lives that you are toying with. There are levels of teachers, because some set of teachers brain starters. These are the set of teachers that pick the hand of your children and train them on how to write letters, how to identify numbers, and those nursery school teachers and the likes. They are doing a great deal of job. But are they being remunerated well? Are they being paid well? Yoruba used to say, if you encourage me well in every wise, of course I will be happy about what I'm doing and I will do well. And you can say pushe by many means, by incentives, by the pay you give to them after the month, and a whole lot of we know what is working in Nigeria. We know what our Nigeria is. But shall we continue like this? And many of those children are in those schools. If it is happening in private schools, how much more government schools? We see videos of schools in Ogun State, in Rivers State, whereby students are learning under dilapidated condition. They are learning under classrooms that have no roof. The roofs are gone, and then they are sitting on the bare floor. Imagine what that will do to the psychology of the child. Imagine what that will do to the psychology of the child. And then we keep on rolling those out and rolling those out. All our people are concerned about is when election is coming. They cannot go to that school and promise to build them with some blocks of classroom and the likes. Virtually every sector in this nation is destroyed. That is the truth. Unless we are fitting it, unless we are keeping the hope alive. The hope, the current government is saying renewed hope. Even the hope is not there. Talk less of renewing it. A whole lot is going on. Is it employment? It is just bad. But please, you can still be an agent of change, because before Nigeria there are people living in that country for them to be called Nigerians. So the change starts with you. It starts with me. In every sphere of endeavor we find ourselves, in business, in academics, in law, in whatever, in government, when you are there, do well to do your best, because you don't know what God has attached to the destinies of these children. You don't know whether it is this boy that eventually bail out your own child in the future. Because many of these children, they eventually go through the remedial route, they eventually go through the fixing route, and they get their futures, secure, they get it well. But what of the time that has been wasted? I was almost shedding tears when I came across the situation of these two boys. Tall boys. They can play football, they can go around. Maybe they are even having girls they are toasting, or they are being into relations. These are well-built guys, but the thing is not there. The education factor is not there. The knowledge that's supposed to have been imparted since primary to secondary is not there. They have to be blamed. Their parents are to be blamed. Schools are to be blamed. Teachers are to be blamed. And the government ultimately is to be blamed. Let's do well to fix this menace. Please, these children are our future. If the teacher who trained me didn't do his or her job well at the various level of academics that I went through, I won't be here doing this video today. I won't be here passing value across to you. I won't be here speaking on this matter. We were suffering with colonialism in Nigeria before, but now we are in neo-colonialism. We say we are doing democracy, but we have colonized ourselves. That is the truth. But change does not happen in a day. It's gradual, and it begins with our orientation, it begins with you, it begins with me. If you are going to that school to teach, put in your best. If you are going to that place to train a kid, put in your best. And please, if you are the employer, employing this man, employing this lady to work in your, educational institution, whether primary or nursery or secondary or tertiary, please remunerate them well. After you have done your normal recruitment, after they have passed through the phases of recruitment, the stages of your recruitment process, and then you found them qualified, not like you just appointed them, not like you just selected them. No, they have done the test, they have done the practical session, you have interviewed them, and you see that this one can handle this. Please pay them well. They have families to feed, they have their life and their future also to build up. They might not get it while they were with you, but strive to do the needful while they were with you. So because value is very important. Everything is based on value in this world, and when they are giving the value, please do appreciate them. There are so many entrepreneurs, there are so many institutions, proprietors of schools, owners and founders of schools that are doing well. I'm telling you, even there are some schools that their pays are better than what the government can give. Please, if you have not gotten there, aspire to get there. And how can you do that? You yourself, are you valuable? You yourself, do you have stuffs to give? You yourself, can people look at you and say, oh, I can commit my children's lives, I can commit the destinies of my children, the future of my children to the hands of this person. He's an educator, she's an educator, she will do them well. Please join the little quarter of people doing the right thing in this country, and let's build this country again. Let's pick up the pieces, the ashes from when this country has been. Let's pick up the ruins, just like Nehemiah picked up the ruins of the walls of Jerusalem and then he built it. And this is a call to believers, this is a call to Christians. You are a kingdom person, you have kingdom mind. Establish schools, establish educational institutions. Let your focus be impact. Let your focus be that you want to change lives, not the profit you will get from it. And you do that and see how God will sort you out. It is well with you. Thank you very much. I'll see you again next time. God bless you.
Said to me, while there's time, when there's strength to